Hello and welcome to Whisky.com, where fine spirits meet. And this is, the last video, not the least video, with Mark. And we took the very special element for the last video.
Can say that.
I do love the element. And,
so do I.
But you can tell us a little bit you can tell more about the background because you actually worked at the distillery.
Yes, I did 2014, like a practice run. One of my 5 distilleries. And this is why I find Laphroaig Elements as a limited range of 4 different editions. The 4th will come as next. Very interesting because it's more about production. It's always covering one part of a production where we did a little bit of an experiment, you can say. So we started 2023 with Element 1. This is all about the mash house. So when you do the mash and you pump it through, when the hot water going through the barley, and then it goes through the filter, and then it depends how you filter through the washback where the work with the yeast will start. So if you do it, how did you say it? Semi.
I think cloudy and semi and clear wort.
And you have a semi bit in the middle as well. So this is what we did. We did semi-cloudy and we did cloudy, and this is what it comes with Laphroaig. If you do it cloudy in a normal way, you have a lot of parts going through the filter plates, which means you get a lot of peat, of course. This is what you want.
Okay, this is kind of the element in Laphroaig.
If it's very cloudy, you have a lot of parts
husks,
from
like the husks.
But the main parts will be remaining on top of the filter plate, of course.
Oh yeah, like the whole
this is
husk,
what
parts of the husks.
This is the spent barley on the end, and this is what we sell onto the farmers. But if you have little particles, little parts of it, and if it's very cloudy, that brings the peat through as well. So we did also semi-cloudy, and the more clear it gets, the less parts going through, and more just the sweet liquid. Then you get more tropical parts, tropical elements in the flavors on the end. And this is what we reached here at 1.0, not here. So on the end, Elements 1 turned out to be very fruity, but more on the orange side, and the orange side is this one. What did I say earlier on? Sorry, I'm completely confused. We had Elements 1.0, and this is on the end more like a barbecued pineapple.
Barbecue pineapple, yeah.
Yeah, so
nice.
It's very nice, especially when it comes to Laphroaig. In comparison with a lot of peat. But also on the palate, you get a lot of licorice, which I find quite nice.
Licorice.
So it's very good, and that's what is very good about the Element series as well. You can compare them, or to compare them, and just see it from production point of view. You have to do it all in the same way. So all of the Element series are just ex-bourbon. There's no wine cask, no sherry cask whatsoever. Only ex-bourbon. They are all cask strength. Elements 1 is 58.6. Elements 2 is 59.6, and Element 3 is 55.3. And all not chill filtered, and all without adding any color, which we just do with 3 products anyway. So this was Elements 1. Now what we have in the glass is Elements 2. And it's always just one part of the production. Everything else will be as normal as we do it every day, day by day.
And this is now, like, first you had the mashing, and now you go for fermentation.
And now, Elements 2, we go for fermentation. It's a longer fermentation. Normally, in the past, when Elements 2 was produced, we had a fermentation of about 55 hours. Now, nowadays, we stepped up to 72. because it matches us even more without changing the profile. But Elements 2.0, we really overdid it. We brought it up to 115 hours. Up. So some parts are up to 115 hours, which means nearly 5 days. So you increase fermentation. You over the time where the normal or the yeast stops working and dies off, falls to the ground, and over the atmosphere or whatever is already inside, the lactobacillus is coming through, because now the second fermentation will start with the lactobacillus, because there's no power from the yeast anymore to fight them away. So the lactobacillus can work easily, increases normally the fruit flavors, and this is what we call the malolactic fermentation. So increases here also the fruit flavors, which you can find in the nose and the taste.
Yeah, I do find more fruit flavors. You do have fresh fruits. I do also have a little bit of tropical fruits. It's not like the pineapple, but it's more of a Guadeloupe melon. Like in Germany we call it sugar melon. And also a little bit of pears and apples and all that kind of stuff. And smoke is a little bit less, I would say, than the other ones.
Yeah.
Or than I don't know how old it is, so I can't.
No,
really
nobody.
compare.
I mean, the master blender will know, but this is something I can just have a guess, which I don't know because I can be totally wrong.
Yeah.
But even the brand ambassador doesn't get told what age it is. It is a fair young Laphroaig. The whole series is about younger Laphroaig because it's not the age which is in the foreground. It's more about the production, of course. So, but I'm totally with you. I think the peat, of course, there is a Laphroaig, profile, but it's so fruity that the fruity is actually bring it down a bit.
Yeah. It focuses more on the fruitiness, and the longer fermentation does its fruity part. I'm excited how it tastes, but it is 59.6% ABV.
Yeah, and you can't feel it in the nose. So normally in a tasting, and you have a
it's really
in my tastings, you don't know who's sitting there. Is it a advanced drink, a whiskey connoisseur, or is it a beginner, whatever? So you have to cover them all. So I say, if you're not used to cask strength, be easy on the glass. Take it easy. Don't dip your nose in the glass too quick. Don't burn anything. But here, you can do it right away because you in the nose you don't feel the 59.6%.
Yeah, strange how that is. Yeah.
But as we already discovered in the other video, with water it will come out. So if we taste it, cheers. Bang. The peat is there.
But also, it's now comes peat. When you have it in your mouth, it's really fruity, light, and here comes the peat. I think first sip was more fruitiness. Now it's a bit more peatiness in it, and
this is maybe because the palate was more fresh.
Yeah.
With the first,
but it's
with the first nip, you had the fruitiness, and then the peat coming, and with the second nip, the fruitiness is fighting against the peat you already have in your mouth, you know.
But the finish is really, really malty.
Yeah, there's a maltiness coming through as well.
It really feels a bit like always when I'm in the distillery, I have a bit of malt because I love it.
Yeah, but, I love it as well. I always.
But it really feels like malt in the finish. It's really malty.
When I worked in the two distilleries, I worked properly when there was a malt lorry coming through. You always go into the bag and check the quality anyway. You have to bag it, and that's for testing, and you keep it anyway as a leading sample for your delivery. But you have seen me very often in the bag because it was like a proper lunch. You were dipping in and eating the lovely fresh malt because it's sweet. And you have the maltiness as well. It is like having a proper lunch. Yeah, I love it as well. The smell and the taste. But you always go in the bag and have a sensory test that the delivery is okay. but I love it as well.
So I added just a smidge of water just to open it up.
Good idea.
It make it in the nose. You do have more smokiness. A little bit, yeah, some smokiness more, I would say.
But also, what I said at the beginning when we had 10 years cask strength, which had 58.3%. Here, the 59.6, even without water, you don't get hit by the alcohol. It's well integrated.
Strange.
You can feel there is something more powerful, and there's a warmth come through, but it's well integrated.
This one really is longing for water.
Yeah.
Just a smidge of water, and it really increases the intensity of the sweetness, the intensity of the smoke by a lot, and fruitiness as well.
I would say test it by yourself. Use a pipette and drink it neat, taste it neat, and then go taste by drop, by drop, by drop. And then you might find a way with a few drops of water where you say, now with 4 or 5 drops of water, I like it even more than neat. Because this whiskey works probably with water.
Yeah, it does.
It's a good example what water can do, how water change the profile.
I do love
the flavor profile.
The long fermented whiskeys, and I do like it that you increased from, what was it, 50 something to 72 hours.
55 to 72, yeah.
Yeah, that I think that was a good move.
It's just we will not change much in the peatiness, but you will change into more fruitiness, I would say.
Yeah, have your spirit a bit more flavors in it.
But the fruitiness is coming out, the peat is coming out more with the water. The same what we said with 10 years cask strength. Because if you have it at 59.6, the peat is not only a little bit overlain by the fruity flavor, it's also with that alcohol strength, the peat is very compound inside. But with a few drops of water, more and more peat comes out as well. Yeah. But I agree to you, that's a perfect whiskey to play around with water.
I'm a little bit bummed that it's a limited edition. I would really like to see it, to have it longer.
I'm with you, but we can't do something like that.
It really takes a strain on your production side if you have one recipe and you just like, hey, let's do 2 recipes. Like, what?
No, we can't do that because we flat out with a normal capacity, with a normal profile anyway. And we, as we said earlier, that's why we have to increase production, and there's a construction work going on at the moment.
And yes, you can increase your hours by a little bit, but going to like 115, that changes a lot.
This is a big difference, but we only do that by experiment. It's different when you do it 55 to 72. This will give you maybe more flavor into your normal profile, but you don't change the whole profile and not the peat profile. You need a lot of more to change a whiskey like that. You need to change the cuttings, the cuts when you cut your spirit, your foreshots and your spirit run and everything.
Yeah, and the Elements 3 was, I think we had that like 1 or 2 months ago. That was the one with the caramelized malt.
Yes, and we write it on. We actually, you can read it on the box because we are very open about the product. It was not it wasn't actually a experiment. It was done. The whiskey was made from out of a accident. It was.
What started as an accident, they turned into an experiment.
Well, yeah, can say that. Which is nicely done on the way. I mean, I like Element 3.0 as well. This is only 55.3%, but as I heard, it's a little bit older from the whiskey themselves. But it was an accident in 2014 where somebody I can think of was actually in charge of our oven. Where we do the kiln oven. Yeah. Actually, I can read his name here, and I can really believe that when I heard that story, because he was in charge of the kiln fire, and everybody known Laphroaig in the production. Our kiln fire is not actually a fire. We just burn the peat, but it's just glowing away. You actually can put your hand inside the oven. You wouldn't burn because a very moderate soft heat, and this is why. So we lengthen the production step of drying our malt on the top. So the longer you take in time, the more peat goes to the top as well until the malt is perfectly dried down to about 5%, and that's it. Yeah, the longer the process takes, we can do it right away with fire and dry everything, but then we would have less phenols on top. Yeah. So anyway, he went off. Didn't have a look at the oven, I can imagine. Had a chat with some colleagues outside, as I can probably imagine, and forget about his kiln. And then when there was black smoke coming out of the pagoda, everybody was running, looking what is happening in the kiln. So there was a kind of proper fire. The flames can't be getting this high that you would burn your malt on top.
But it got a bit warmer.
It got a little bit more heat to it, and
so probably more, a little bit less smokiness then, and yeah. But I had it, and
I would say it turns more into burnt flavors.
And burnt flavors, yeah. And
there's peat to it as well, but
different peat.
And the
different smoke.
The official English version of the tasting notes. Everything starts with burnt, burnt, burnt. I call it the ring of fire of whiskey. Burnt, burnt, burnt. Yeah.
But I do like the Elements series. I'm really excited about having a look at the Elements 3.
Yeah. Okay.
But you're not allowed to tell anything, are you?
You mean Elements 4?
4. Yeah. 4. Yeah.
I know. No.
I mean, is there a date or something?
It's planned for next year, but
next year. Okay.
I don't burn, which is quite funny. I don't burn my hands, as is a German phrase, by saying it comes out next year.
Yeah.
It all depends on stock and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's planned for next year, but might be taken a year longer. We will see. But officially, it's said it will be a series of 4 different ones. I know what's coming with 4.0, but I will not tell you what 4 will be all about, which is very hard for me. People who knows me knows that the gap is going and going and going, and to keep a secret is very hard. Maybe this is the reason why the master blender is not telling me everything.
If you tell Mark, then everybody knows.
Tell all the brand ambassadors except Mark. No, it's a joke. But I know what it's
but it's nice to have a secret, and I think we need to be patient, and we will find out.
It will be the wrong way to tell you.
Yeah. So, but I think we've reached the end. Thank you very much for being here.
Thanks for having me.
I always like it. Someone who knows a lot about the production side and gives a bit about background. I really like that. And thank you very much for watching. And the Laphroaig Elements, we do have very limited stock. If you still want to have one, you better be quick. It might be sold out like next month or something, 2 months. I don't know how long they will hold out this number of Laphroaig. And thanks for watching, and see you next time.
Thank you very much. Slant. Bye.
Bye.